Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Bianca. I make beauty content, lifestyle content, DIYs. It's a whole hodgepodge of things on this channel. So yeah, I've been off the radar for a little bit, but if you follow me on any other social media, you might see me on there. Again, links are always down below, so when I disappear from here, you can go find me over there. Today, I figured we could just film like a little get ready with me. We can do some chit chat, some updates, what's happened over this last month that I kind of went MIA here on YouTube. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get ready. Okay, so first off, I want to say it has been a crazy like month. I think it's a month chunk that I've taken off. Also, I'm like missing a nail, so I'm like trying to hide this finger. Yeah, it's been like a month. Like I've just been trying to organize things, declutter things. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this. This is actually a new favorite. My sister gave it to me because apparently she can't use it because it gives her an allergic reaction. But I was blessed with unsensitive skin, so I can use this. And so far it has been my favorite. It is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. And as a girl with oily skin, you know, you need hydration, you need your water, and this has just been like amazing. My skin loves it. I can wear it like under makeup, I can wear it by itself, I can wear it with just powder on top. It is just literally chef's kiss. Like, I'm sad my sister can't use this. So if you guys watched my Bad Bunny vlog, I mentioned towards the end that I thought I lost my glasses, and now I'm almost sure I lost my glasses because they're like these like old school aviator type glasses. They're vision glasses. I have not found those anywhere, not here, not in my car. Like, I'm just confused as to where they went. So I'm almost 100% sure that either they got stolen or I dropped them. Like, there's no in between. Like, there's other things that I've been like, wait, I lost that, and then I found it like before those glasses. So where those glasses are, who has them, I hope you love them, I hope you can see with them. And yeah, low-key sad because I like to alternate glasses once in a while because I do wear glasses like strictly Monday through Friday. I wear my glasses occasionally on the weekends, but because on the weekends I'm the least amount on the computer, I can go with wearing like actual contacts and my eyes feeling fine. Or like if we're going on a trip, like my eyes, I'd rather be in my contacts. But yeah, Monday through Friday, strictly glasses. Maybe I'll change into them like when I get home, but yeah, mostly it's my glasses. So I like to alternate between my glasses. The other pair of glasses I have, the lens is coming out, so obviously I can't wear those. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make an eye doctor appointment, which I need to do anyways, but I've just been like putting it off because I know they're gonna tell me like, girl, you're blind. So for my eyebrows, I kind of have been having trouble because I feel like some days I make them too thick or too dark, and I'm very heavy-handed with eyebrow products in general, but like I'm just like, it's fine, whatever. Maybe I should use Anastasia. Should I try to use Anastasia? Should I try to use Dip Brow? Oh my gosh, I haven't used Dip Brow in forever. Although she can be a little scary. I watch how girls on TikTok do their eyebrows and I'm just like, I wish I could be you because I could never. Okay, actually I think I'm gonna do this off camera because I'm scared that I'm gonna go ham with the Dip Brow. So 1 second. Okay, I don't think I went too crazy with the eyebrows. I really tried to go light-handed with it. Okay, but I wanted to talk, I'm gonna give you guys like all the tea of my life because what's new? I love to overshare. I'm actually gonna prime my lids. I've been using the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is a little bit more on the pinky side. Like to use, I bought it to use as under eye concealer, but it was a little too pink for my taste. So I've just been using it on my lids as a eyeshadow primer, and I love. But yeah, let me go ahead and continue spilling the tea because the tea is it's not hot, but like it's a little bubbly. So I recently started back on dating apps, okay, because it didn't work out the last time, but I'm like, you know what, my man is out there and I'm not the one to be out at clubs, out at bars, out at places, so the only other way this man's gonna find me is on a dating app. So I've been back on a dating app I was on it for like a couple weeks and then I deleted it. I deleted everything. But let me tell you what was leading up to that. So I started talking to this one guy, and he was very adamant, like, I want to meet you, like, let me take you out on a date. And I said, okay, like, make a plan and we can go out. So I think he was like, okay, well, we can go meet up this Saturday. And that Saturday, I told him, like, I was like, no, I can't do it this Saturday because I actually have to go to a wedding. Like, I can't not go to the wedding because I'm also taking pictures at this wedding. And he was like, oh, okay. And like, he had actually made like a solid plan. Like, it was like, he was gonna come here, we're gonna go to a museum. And I was like, ooh, okay. Like, he had taken a little bit of time to get to know me, so he knew. Like, I told him, like, I'm down for like a coffee. Like, I don't expect like an elaborate date, but I do expect someone to put some effort into going on a date with me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just here to like, oh yeah, let's go hang out, you know what I mean? Like, tell me where we're going, what we're doing. So yeah, he obviously had came up with a solid plan. Like, we can go to a coffee shop, have like a quick brunch, and then go to a museum. And I was like, you know what, that's great, because I've been loving to go to different places. But I told him, you know, I can't do this weekend, I have to take pictures for a wedding. And he said, okay. And so then obviously, like, we're still talking or whatever, but he never says like, this day we'll go, or Wednesday, like, for example, Wednesday we'll go, like, be ready, or, you know, like, he never made a solid plan to bring that other plan to fruition. He was still talking to me or whatever. Like, I'm very much a match my energy, I'll match your energy type of person. So like, if we're talking and you don't make the conversation keep going, or if I feel like I'm the only one that's like making a good conversation, like, I'm just gonna, you know, dip out and see if you can handle that and figure out how to bring that back to life, okay? So this man didn't text me for like 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I never met him. Like, he wanted to take me out, but he didn't take me out, so it's like, whatever. So I had kind of moved on, right? So 2 weeks later, this man texts me. Man, forget it. I'm gonna call him a boy. This boy texts me and he's like, oh, let's go out tomorrow. And that's where I say like, oh yeah, bet. He was like, oh, like, I didn't know if you just didn't want to talk to me. And I was like, well, you kind of stopped talking to me. So like, and he's like, oh yeah, like, I'm sorry. So he's like, yeah, let's go out tomorrow. And I was like, okay, just let me know what time. That's kind of where we ended. Good night. Peace, you know. And so the next day we were kind of texting, and he was like, yeah, are we still on for tonight? And I was like, yeah, just let me know what time. This man never texted me a place, never texted me a time, so I assumed, you know, it's a no-go. And he kind of just left it like that. Like, he never said like, oh, I'll meet you at such a place, or I'll pick you up. Like, there was no effort, no nothing. So since there was no effort, no nothing, I assumed, you know, that's it. And so I just kind of leave it like that. And yeah, I never ended up going on a date with him, never going back on a trip with him. He did try to text me back one more time, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to entertain this, because one, you're showing that you're not serious enough of meeting me. So like, for what? You know? So I stopped texting him. Then there was this other guy who I had actually already talked to him before once, and it was basically the same thing. It went back and forth for a couple weeks of talking, blah blah blah. And you know what, me as a girl, I think a man should lead. That's just what I think. And if you're not asking to meet me, if you're not asking like, when are we gonna hang out, if you're not asking any of that, I'm not gonna bring it up. But I'm also not gonna entertain it. For like 2 weeks is like my cutoff, and 3 weeks is pushing it. Like, I was talking to this other guy, and again, like I said, I had already talked to him before. I don't think he even remembered me, which should have been a red flag. And the same thing happened the time before. Like, we texted, and he just never asked me on a date, never was like, hey, let's go get coffee, was never, it was like, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, again, I hate being the one to constantly feel like I'm the one that's making, like, the only reason this conversation is good is because I'm asking good questions, you know? And so that's how I felt. Yeah, so he stopped texting me for like 2 weeks, and then he texted me back, and I kind of entertained it for a little bit, because I just wanted to see like what these men think that they're gonna, or what these boys think that they're gonna get away with. And so that's really the only reason I replied. Oh, as an eyeshadow color, I'm going to be using the E.L.F. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder in the color Light Medium. It's just kind of like a brown bronzy color, but not like bronzer, because sometimes I can go with a bronzer, but then it looks like I put brown shadow on my eyelid. bracelets, but I don't want that look today. He stopped texting me for like 2 weeks and texted me again, started with like a basic hello. So I did the same thing, responded with a one-worded answer. And I entertained it for a little bit, then he stopped talking to me again. And then I want to say like a month later, he comes back and all he texts is hello. You think I'm gonna reply to that? No, I'm not gonna reply to that. You know why? Because you had your chance, my boy. So yeah. Another boy that I was talking to, and honestly, that's the thing, like, I may not have a lot of boyfriends on my roster, you know, but the only thing is that a lot of them don't meet my expectations, like in the talking stage, like not even in like the we met up and went on a date stage, because I don't even like let them get there, because I'm just like, nope, cutting that off. You're being inconsistent, done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for someone consistent, matches my energy, like is planned, wants a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many factors into it that I'm just like, none of you are like meeting the standard. So yeah, that's that. And at least I'm like, listen, if we met on a dating app, we're already going into this with a more like romantic aspect to it. So that's what I expect. You know, like, I'm not like, yeah, we can like try to hang out or whatever, but if you're not even making that effort, like, for what? So yeah, then there was this other guy. This man was like matching my energy. Honestly, from the moment we started talking, that probably should have been a red flag, because he was like, let me go hang out with you, like I'll go right now, I'll drive to where you're at, like blah blah blah. And I was just like, you know what, no, like let's plan something, like we can do something this weekend. And so he's like, oh, where are you from? And I said, here's where I'm from. And he was talking about how like, oh, I'll drive there, there's like this really good restaurant. And I was like, oh yeah, that place is really good. Okay, so this man knew where I was, like he had been here already. Okay, and I don't know, I'm just like, you should remember certain things about people, just because I feel like it wouldn't have gotten to where it did. He's saying, okay, like, yeah, let's hang out. And I said, okay, cool. Like, are we still gonna meet at this place? And obviously it was that restaurant that he had previously said that we should go to. And I said, are we gonna meet at this place? And he said, what? I said, well, I thought you were gonna come here. And obviously, like, we had talked about this the night before, so I feel like you shouldn't have forgotten. And so he said, where's here? And I was like, so I told him like where I lived. I was like, here? Like, I told him the name. Then he goes, oh, I think that's really like rude of you to think I'm gonna drive all the way over there. Like, but when we had literally just had this conversation like the night before of how he was gonna like drive here and we were gonna go to that exact restaurant. So I was like, wait, what? I was like, huh? And so he started saying like, oh, you're so rude. Like, girls like you, are entitled, or feel like they're entitled, which honestly I was just like, what, like, what are you talking, like, I told my mom, I was like, I was literally confused because I thought he was like joking, but then he was actually being serious. Like, I'm not gonna drive to you, like, oh, like, you girls think that you're so entitled and that you deserve like your dinner to be paid for and blah blah. And I was just like, oh, I was like, okay, that's fine. I really wanted to go off on that boy. I wanted to say like, excuse me, why are you talking to me like that, one? But two, we had this conversation the night before. So unless you have short-term memory loss, short-term memory loss, like, you should have remembered that. Like, just because you're the one that said you would come here. So I'm like, I'm confused. You said you would come here. I didn't say anything. I was just like, and he said, yeah, I don't think I want to get to know you anymore. I was like, that's fine. It was fun getting to know you while it lasted. And then I just deleted his number and blocked him. Then this man decides to find me on Instagram and follow me. And then he also decides to follow me on TikTok and watching my TikTok. So I'm just like, wait a second, you were just calling me a rude person, a person that felt entitled. And honestly, like, I feel like to call someone rude, that would take a lot, because I don't just throw that out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're rude. But I was like, no, it was kind of rude of you to not remember where I was from when we talked about this. So anyways, that's my little tangent, because I'm actually getting heated again because that annoyed me so much, because I was like, you're calling me rude? You're calling me rude? So yeah, that was a no for me. I'm annoyed. So yeah, then that conversation is what led me to delete every single app I had. I deleted all of them. And I never want to get to the mentality where it's like men are trash because not all men are trash, and I'm assuming that there is good guys out there. I was not feeling any relationship type, dating type anything. I was just like, no, like I was like, I need to delete everything because I just can't. I literally cannot. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in with eyeliner. I'm not gonna do anything crazy on the eyes. Like I said, this was mainly for like rambling and telling some cheese man. I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof eyeliner. It is waterproof supposedly, I think, or like liquid proof. I don't know, waterproof eyeliner. Then there is a couple like crazy instances where I was talking to this one guy who was a little bit older, and he seemed really nice. Obviously, like I proceeded to give him my number, and then this was also the same weekend when I was going to the wedding or whatever, and this man was like calling me. And like, I love phone calls, like don't get me wrong, I love a good phone call, right? But when I'm somewhere, when I'm out and about, right? Like not even my mother is over here calling me, asking me like, where am I? What are you doing? Like they knew I was going to this wedding. So obviously they're not going to be calling me nonstop. I'm also probably not going to answer. And if I do answer, it's because I'm thinking, oh, this is an emergency, right? So this guy who I've never met in person, never been on a date before, like he literally called me like 5 times in that time span that I was at this wedding. Like I was like, sir, I've never met you in real life and you think I'm gonna answer? This was like, that is a no for me. And it was almost more of like a turn off. Like I was just like, ew, that's kind of weird. Like stop calling me. You're older. Like I'm not even gonna say how old because I was kind of just like, girl girl. Over the course of like, I think it was like the end of September, early October, literally any man I had ever talked to in my life was finding me on social media and were following me. And I was like, that's weird. So there was even one who, that one was also low-key crazy. He followed me on Instagram, and I, you know, me being chismosa and nosy, I went on, looked on his profile. It was public, and I was like, why not? Let me just see what's going on, right? Not because like talk to him or anything. I was just like, what? Like, why are you following me? Like, that's kind of random. Like not to be mean, but I had forgotten about this man, okay? And he follows me. He's like liking some of my pictures, liking some of my like Instagram reels or whatever. He's watching my stories, which I'm like, that's kind of weird. And I go to his profile, and this man, like if he was single, I would be like, okay, like that's fine. You're just like looking, right? But this man supposedly, I don't know if he's married or happily engaged, but he had like pictures of the girl he was, the girl he is with. And then he would put like hashtag happily in love, hashtag wifey goals, hashtag like basically all of like the most cheesiest relationship, like we're so happy hashtags. And he had literally just posted them like a couple hours before. So I was just like, what in the world? What in the world? Like, I was like, sir, you would literally have, I don't know if she's your wife, your girlfriend, fiance, like, what? Like, no. So then I was just like, men are literally trash. And I was starting to get again into that mentality. And I was like, you know what? Not all men are trash. Like, I at least know one of them out there is not, because that man is mine, okay? Oh, we'll say 2 because, you know, my man and Chris Evans. Unless my man and Chris Evans are the same person. I'm pretty sure these are not the same, but you know what? I don't think I'm really going out anywhere crazy, so I don't think it matters. And watch I actually go out somewhere. So next I'm going to be taking this BUXOM palette that I actually like customized myself. I don't even know what the shades are, but I will link it down below. I'm going to take this like really dark color, and I'm just going to go over the eyeliner. This is going to, one, help set it if it isn't already, but I'm also going for like a more, what do they call it, like the fox eye look, just kind of something a little more smoky, not so stark. So I'm just gonna like run it along the edge of the liner. So yeah, that has been like my dating life. So I took like a whole month off, right, because I was like, it's crazy out here. And now your girl is back on a dating app. So like I feel like I have to get the courage again to like put myself out there, because I'm like cringe. And like the funny part is too, like which I don't know if I've talked about this on here before, but I've never been one that said like, oh, I want to get married young. Does that make sense? Like, I know there's some people who are like, oh, I want to get married when I'm like 20, you know? But like, to me, that was never a goal. Like, my goal was never to like get married. Like, I'm just like, that's kind of like just like a for funsies thing, you know? So like, I never really thought like, oh, I'll be married before I'm 30. Like, I've always felt like I'll be married closer to like my mid 30s. Like, you know what I mean? And I remember I used to tell my dad like, oh, I don't think I want to get married till I'm 30. And now that I'm closer to 30, like I'm going to be 29 in December, I'm just like, I still feel young. Women do so much for men, and men do like the medium, like the mediocre thing. And they're held to like such a like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, man. And it's just like, no. What? What? I feel like I'm not here for that double standard. Like, I feel like we're at different times, you know? Things need to be like, men should be able to take care of their kids without needing babysitters. Men, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like men responsibility. They think it's only like to work and that's it. The wife can do the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of the kids. And I'm like, I don't know if I want that. Like, I don't think I want that. Like, I don't think I want that. I don't know. Like, I don't want to offend anyone, so, or the relationships. So I'll just stay quiet. So next I'm going to use the E.L.F. the E.L.F. Power Grip Primer. I know I usually use the pink one, but lately I haven't been using the pink one, and I think I kind of like this one a little bit more. So that is why I'm using it. It's the green one, but also because my Target doesn't have the red one anymore. So lately I've just been using a mixture of this really dark foundation and a concealer. I've been trying to find the E.L.F. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Foundation in my shade. I've never found it anywhere. I think I'm gonna have to order it off the actual E.L.F. website because my Target literally always out. So I got the darkest one because I heard people were saying like, this is a great bronzer, and they were not lying. It is actually a really good bronzer. So I do like using it for that. But for my like foundation or whatever, I've been using the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. This very much gives me the feeling of this. Like, it's light, but it corrects, and I don't know, I really like it. So I'm gonna add it. I don't add a ton, or what I think is a ton, and it's very it's sheer, but like it's not thick like a foundation, if that makes sense. I did something weird yesterday where I like put the bronzer as well, but that kind of just made a mess. I'm just gonna blend this out because I don't want to get it all muddy like I did yesterday. I just kind of tried it to see if it would be faster. It was faster, but then I felt like I also had to be a little more careful with like where I was putting the sponge and making sure I didn't touch the other color. And then I did end up with like a spot right here, darker of the bronzer. So it's just like, you know what? No, we're not doing that anymore. So yeah, but this has been like my go-to. And then I'll add the E.L.F. That's why I feel like I would really like the foundation, because I really like how luminescent this one is. So yeah, that's kind of been my life. And then I was just like, you know what? Like, let me take a month break from like trying to talk to any boys or whatever, and I did, and let me just say that was fun. But then the other day I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. I'll give it a try for a month, and if not, I'll just kind of be like, I just won't talk to any guys until 2023. Again, I think someone was saying like, forget about asking like, what's your favorite color, and start asking the questions that really matter, because at the end of the day, someone's favorite color isn't going to be a deal breaker. Like, things that are a deal breaker is like, what do you want in a relationship? Like, who is a couple that you would want to emulate in your relationship? You know, things like that, things that are like a little deeper. So, which is true. I was definitely trying to approach things more as a let's be friends kind of thing. Which, I mean, is still the goal. I mean, the goal is to still be like friends with your partner, but like, I feel like for weeding out purposes, let's just scare them away with the big questions, you know? I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up how like glowy it looks. Obviously my hair is a lot lighter. I've brought in up some highlights. I did in my myself, and then my mom helped me kind of do the back part. But you know what's interesting is I've noticed that I've gotten a lot more compliments like in real life now that I have lighter hair, which I'm like, I love that for me, but at the same time I'm like, I wish I had that many compliments when I had my dark hair, because like that's who I am. You know? And so I was already thinking like, should I try to go darker already? And I'm just like, no, I think I should stay light as long as possible, because once I go dark, I'm for sure gonna have to take like a very long break from dyeing my hair any color. I think that's it. I've also been into like liquid, what is it called? Liquid blush, but the only one I have, I'm not really a fan of. It's from Nude Stick, that's the brand. But it's like this peachy color. And I don't know if I'm a fan of it. Maybe the last time I used it, I just didn't apply it correctly. But I feel like my blush sometimes doesn't stay very well. And I kept meaning to try this like during the week, because I was like, I need something that's gonna hold the blush, right? And so I was watching TikToks, and they were all saying to like make sure you put cream products underneath of whatever you feel is not lasting that long. And I was like, you know what? This is the only cream blush I have. And I went to Target the other day looking for a cream blush, and I don't think I looked, and I probably should have done my research ahead of time. That way I would have just gone and known which brands have a cream blush. But I think maybe I'll go back later today and see what they have, and hopefully I can find a cream blush. For powder, I've really been liking this one. It is the Wet n Wild PHOTOFOCUS translucent powder. I like it because it's very inexpensive, but also I feel like it comes with a lot more product, but it also smoothens everything a lot better. So that is what I've been using literally all over my face. I'll use this, and then I'll go on top of it with a regular foundation powder versus like a loose powder. I'll do that as well, and that I feel has been helping minimize the look of pores. Okay, but like, how crazy is it that Halloween is like over? I feel like, and I also heard like on the Chins and Giggles podcast with Myra and Karina, they were talking about how like sometimes like Halloween you celebrate it more like the whole month before, which I totally feel it now. Like they said like, oh, the holiday itself is overhyped, but like the feeling that you get like the whole month leading up to Halloween is way better. And I was like, you know what, that's so true, because like on actual Halloween, I did trunk or treat this year. I went as a Jurassic Park ranger. I had a dinosaur and everything. I still have to put the pictures on Instagram if I haven't already. The day of, I didn't mention this, but the day of, I didn't even realize that I never took like any pictures of my trunk, any pictures of anything. So the other day before trash day is on Thursday, so on Wednesday when I came home, I asked my mom, I was like, do you think you can help me set everything up again like in our driveway? And that way I can take pictures and some content for like Instagram and TikTok, and you know, just have pictures for memories. I know I always use a Hoola bronzer, but today I'm going to use the Milani one. This one is in Deep Profound, because I used it the other day and I was just like, oh, why don't I use that one more often? Also, I don't know if this is TMI, but I'm back on doing laser. I bought like a laser machine, I think it was also during COVID, but I have kind of been using it on and off because I forget, and you're supposed to use it like consistently, right? I did notice a lot from the first time that I started using it. I noticed that, yeah, like it definitely, like hairs on my arm don't grow as much. So like I've been using it on my arms and I love it. I've been using it on my underarms and I also love it. Yeah, on my legs, like literally everywhere. And it is just 10 out of 10. Like if you can get an at-home laser machine, I highly recommend. For some areas, like I said, like I no longer have hair, so we're here for it. And I think you're supposed to repeat it, like you're supposed to do like a regular treatment for 3 months, and then you can wait a year and then do a whole other like regular treatment. So I'm currently doing a regular treatment, and then it's like 3 months every 2 weeks, and if you don't see like a change in the first month, you can go in twice a week, once a week, something like that. So loving it, we're here for it. Next year we're gonna be like little hairless naked mole rats. Okay, we're back. The camera died. I did add a little bit of the the eyeshadow I used on the liner on top, on the bottom. I was almost thinking not to add anything because if you guys watch my videos, you guys know I always drag that color that I put on the bottom way down. So I was gonna add a color, but I decided not to. But I am gonna go with my usual 3 mascaras. These are the ones I'm using right now that I love this combo. The Wet n Wild Mega Length, the Colossal Volume, and the OG CoverGirl Lash Blast. My next video, which I guess I'll give you guys a preview, is going to be like a DIY gallery wall. I was gonna just upload that one, but I figured like it would be kind of weird because I was gone for a while. And so I've been doing all these stuff on the side that I was like, I need to explain everything that's happened. I've been using the E.L.F brow lift and I still don't know if I'm like 100% a fan of this. I do like it more than the Anastasia brow freeze. I think it's basically the same product, just this one is way cheaper. For lip combo, I don't know. I've kind of been off with my lips because I don't find anything that I truly like. But I'm just gonna use Candy K. Is what I've been using recently. Also, I watched Edward Scissorhands the other day and tell me, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I remember that it ended with the girl falling out of the window. Like, and she dies. Like, I vividly remember Winona Ryder falling out of the window. Like, when the guys are having this scuffle, that Winona Ryder is the one that falls out of the window. But I watched it and it wasn't her that fell out of the window. It was like her evil ex-boyfriend that falls out of the window. But I vividly, like, I don't know if that's, is there an alternate ending somewhere? Okay, I did a quick lipstick change. I ended up going with the Dose of Colors gloss and I added this really like beigey nude color on top. This is one of my favorites. Like, she's ugly, but she's really, really light. So I still keep her around because I love adding her to like the center of the lips. And that's basically it. I wanted a little bit more of like a pale pink kind of color. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below on any of the topics I talked about. And I will see you again very, very soon. Like always, my social media is always linked down below. So when I'm not here, you guys can go find me over there. All right, I will see you on the next one. Bye. Mwah. I was about to finish and then the guy that's doing the lawn is here. So it's crazy. I just got up for something because I was like, oh, let me go get this. And now I can't remember what it was. Without further ado, all my life is just TikToks, TikTok songs, TikTok dances. Ding. She don't do nothing without her rings on. The monumental. Ah! Also, can we talk about how there was actually like a serial killer in Stockton? Like, I don't live in Stockton, but that's crazy. Like, yeah, I don't need murder mystery shows to be brought to my area. Thank you.